10 surprising psychology facts about human behavior. Let's get smarter. 1. The mere exposure effect, the intriguing power of familiarity. Ever wondered why that catchy tune on the radio gets more appealing with each listen? It's all thanks to the mere exposure effect. This psychological phenomenon explains why we develop a preference for things we've experienced before, whether it's a song, a brand, or even a person. Our brains are wired to prefer the familiar, which has a significant impact on our daily lives. So next time you can't get enough of that new song, remember it's not just about the catchy melody. Your brain is playing a part too. Businesses often use the mere exposure effect to their advantage in advertising and marketing by repeatedly exposing consumers to their brand or product. This exposure increases the likelihood of the consumer developing a preference for their brand over others. So the next time you see that logo or hear that jingle multiple times, remember that it's not just a coincidence, it's a strategy. 2. The halo effect. The alluring aura of first impressions. The halo effect is a fascinating psychological phenomenon that reminds us just how powerful first impressions can be. It's like the old saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. This cognitive bias can influence how we perceive others and the decisions we make based on those perceptions. We often form our first impressions of people based on their appearance or initial interactions, and the halo effect can amplify those impressions in both positive and negative ways. This bias can have significant implications in various aspects of our lives, such as our careers and relationships. For instance, a charming and attractive job candidate may be viewed as more competent and capable than their less attractive counterpart, even if their skills and qualifications are similar. Similarly, a likable coworker may be given more opportunities and praise, regardless of their actual performance. 3. The bystander effect. The compelling pull of the crowd. Have you ever been in a situation where you needed help, but no one stepped up to assist? It's a frustrating and bewildering experience that can leave us feeling disillusioned by our fellow humans. But what if I told you there's a psychological explanation for this phenomenon? Enter the bystander effect, a social phenomenon that sheds light on the complexities of human behavior in group settings. The bystander effect is a fascinating topic that has captured the attention of researchers and the general public alike. Its implications are far-reaching, as it touches on everything from emergency response to workplace dynamics. The phenomenon suggests that the more people are present in a crisis, the less likely any one person is to help. It's a sobering realization that highlights the powerful impact of social influence and the dangers of diffusion of responsibility. However, we can choose to be the person who steps up and takes action, even when others are hesitant to do so. By doing so, we can become a force for good and make a positive impact on the world around us. 4. The illusion of control, breaking free. As humans, we have an innate desire to feel like we're in control of our lives. However, sometimes we may overestimate the level of control we have over certain situations. This phenomenon is known as the illusion of control. It occurs when we believe that we have more influence over events than we actually do. The illusion of control can manifest itself in various aspects of life. For example, when we play games of chance like roulette or dice, we may feel like we have control over the outcome even though it's entirely based on luck. We may also believe that we have control over the stock market or our career trajectory, when, in reality, there are many external factors at play. This illusion can be both positive and negative. It can motivate us to take action and feel more confident in our abilities, but it can also lead to disappointment and frustration when things don't go as planned. By recognizing and understanding the illusion of control, we can learn to balance our desire for control with a realistic understanding of the unpredictable nature of life. 5. The anchoring effect, the powerful pull of anchors. Have you ever found yourself making a decision based on an initial piece of information, even if it may not be entirely relevant or accurate? That's the anchoring effect in action. This cognitive bias occurs when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they receive or anchor when making decisions. For example, imagine you're shopping for a new car and the salesman tells you the original price was $50,000, but is now on sale for $40,000. The $50,000 price tag becomes the anchor, making the $40,000 sale price seem like a great deal, even if the car's actual value may be much less. 6. The Dunning-Kruger Effect, the surprising overconfidence effect. Have you ever met someone who thinks they know everything about a topic, but in reality, they don't know as much as they think? That's the Dunning-Kruger Effect in action. It's a cognitive bias that causes individuals to overestimate their own competence in a particular area, leading to potentially detrimental consequences. People with low ability in a task tend to lack self-awareness and may believe they are performing at a higher level than they actually are. This can lead to mistakes, poor decision-making, and missed opportunities. On the other hand, people with high ability in a task tend to underestimate their competence, leading to self-doubt and imposter syndrome. By recognizing the Dunning-Kruger effect, we can strive for self-awareness and accuracy in our self-assessments, seeking feedback from others, continuing to learn and grow, and being open to constructive criticism can help us avoid the pitfalls of overconfidence or self-doubt. 7. The confirmation bias, the persuasive influence of pre-existing beliefs. Confirmation bias is a powerful force that can shape our perceptions of the world and impact our decision-making in ways we may not even realize by influencing our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, leading us to overlook important information that doesn't align with our preconceived notions. One of the key reasons that confirmation bias is so pervasive is that it often operates at a subconscious level, meaning that we may not even be aware of it. Our brains have a natural tendency to seek out information that confirms our beliefs and to ignore information that challenges them. This can create a sort of feedback loop where we become more and more entrenched in our beliefs, no matter how inaccurate or flawed they may be. To combat confirmation bias, it's important to actively seek out diverse viewpoints and challenge our own assumptions. We can do this by reading news sources from a range of perspectives, seeking out opinions from people who disagree with us, and being open to new ideas. By taking these steps, we can reduce the impact of confirmation bias and make more informed decisions. 8. The in-group bias, the strong force of in-groups. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers and immediately feeling drawn to a particular individual simply because they share your hometown or favorite sports team. That's the in-group bias in action, and it's a fascinating psychological phenomenon that can have far-reaching implications in our daily lives. From politics to sports to personal relationships, the in-group bias can influence the way we perceive and interact with others. We tend to feel more comfortable and trusting towards those who are part of our social group, while displaying bias and prejudice towards those who are not. This bias can lead to feelings of division and hostility, and can further perpetuate stereotypes and social inequality. 9. The self-serving bias, the self-preserving perception of success. Have you ever found yourself taking credit for a success while attributing failures to external factors like bad luck or someone else's mistake? If so, you've experienced the self-serving bias. This psychological phenomenon is the tendency for individuals to attribute positive outcomes to internal factors like ability or effort, while attributing negative outcomes to external factors like circumstances or other people. The self-serving bias can impact our self-esteem, our decision-making, and our relationships with others. By attributing our successes to internal factors, we can maintain a positive self-image and boost our confidence. However, this bias can also lead to overconfidence and a lack of accountability for our actions. Similarly, By attributing negative outcomes to external factors, we can avoid taking responsibility and deflect blame onto others. 10. The placebo effect, the fascinating power of belief. The placebo effect is a testament to the power of our minds and the incredible ways in which they can shape our experiences. It shows us that the way we think and feel can have a tangible impact on our bodies and our health, and that the mind and body are not separate entities, but rather deeply interconnected. Fascinatingly, the placebo effect can occur even when the person receiving the treatment knows that it is a placebo. This means that it's not just a matter of being tricked into feeling better, but rather that our beliefs and expectations have a real impact on our physical and mental states. The placebo effect is not just limited to medical treatments. It can occur in other areas of our lives as well. For example, simply believing that a certain exercise program or diet will work can increase our motivation and lead to real results. On the other hand, if we have negative beliefs or expectations, they can hold us back and limit our potential. By understanding the power of the placebo effect, we can harness the incredible potential of our minds and work towards achieving our goals as well as improving our health and well-being. It reminds us that our thoughts and beliefs are not just idle chatter in our heads, but powerful tools that can shape our lives in meaningful ways. If you are curious about more psychology facts, please watch the next video that we've handpicked for you.